So welcome to my YouTube channel. Normally I'm in my home garden or my allotment, but today we are in sunny, windy Wales at our friend's Smallholding, and I'm going to take you for a little tour around. If you've not already subscribed to my channel, if you could please do so, because you'll get lots of helpful hints and tips all throughout the year from my home garden, my allotment and also my home kitchen. Now it is quite windy and noisy here, so hopefully you're going to be able to hear me okay, and I have done tours in the past, but I'm going to try and highlight some of the things I've not shown you before, because Will doesn't just have a small holding with the geese and the chickens and his vegetables. He also makes candles, he's got bees, so he's got honey, he makes apple juice, you know, there's a few other surprises we're going to show you along the way. So if you just take a tour with me, I will show you what's going on at the moment. It's the middle of October, so there'll be lots of things to be seeing what's seasonal at the moment. So if you just follow me, first of all we'll follow the geese. So geese, he has geese, and obviously he has eggs from those. He's obviously got some chickens just over there. That's just a few of the chickens. So he obviously gets chicken eggs as well. I think what we'll do first is we'll go through the vegetable garden first. As you can imagine, it's a little bit hilly, a little bit muddy. That's quite interesting getting around. If we just go through first. This is the first greenhouse that we have here, and he has a really fantastic selection of chilies. I think the envy of most gardeners. If we just come through here, so he's got a really great selection of different types of chili peppers there. Some really long ones, some little dumpy ones. Lots of them are really ripe, so I'm going to have to ask him what he's going to be doing with all those. So there's definitely be some preserving if I know Will. So I've got some leeks. Now these leeks are like that because he actually doesn't just grow for his home garden to eat. He also does do country shows as well, and he does these so he gets a better leek. So that's on there to protect the leek. Looks like he did have some aubergines and peppers in there, but they look like they've come to an end. And he's got a couple of, like most gardeners, massive marrows left to deal with. So if we come out here, we can move into the other greenhouse. So if we just move round and go through, we can step through here. Now in this greenhouse, he's got a selection of tomatoes, which I think he had a lot more on there a couple of days ago. We've been with him for a few days. He had a massive basket, so I think he stripped most of those off there. And he's also got some really fantastic parsnips and carrots, which are his show parsnips and carrots, and he's going to tell us a little bit about them now. So we're just in Will's greenhouse, and he grows some of his crops just to eat and some of his crops for show, and he's particularly proud of his parsnips this year because they've done really well, and he's just going to unearth one now. You just have to be a little bit patient. You have to be really careful how you do this, because what you don't want to do is to snap it, and you want to get everything out, including the tail root, and that is pretty awesome. Now I think we all agree, if only we could all grow parsnips as perfect.
That's a little one.
Yeah, and that's a little one compared to what he has been putting out, but that's still incredibly impressive. Very straight, no gnarly bits.
There you go, you know that one. And we can do a carrot as well.
And we can do a carrot as well. So how amazing is that? This is grown in, is it just sand?
Sharp sand. Sharp sand.
So if you're thinking of growing anything for show, nothing gets wasted, so although he grows it for show, everything does get eaten as well afterwards. Now this is definitely going to put my carrots to shame. I've had the most gnarly carrots ever this year.
Yeah.
So there we go, a rather fantastic looking carrot there. I think he's going to take another one out because he's had some better ones, I think. Although personally I wouldn't be too ashamed of pulling it out of my garden.
Yeah.
I know, he's complaining, but if he saw my carrots, which were...
For show I need 6 identical carrots.
Oh, okay.
Which we're not getting.
No, we're gonna... just going to try and find another one. There we go. You can hear it when it goes. And again, another really impressive looking carrot. And I know Will doesn't think they're as perfect as he would like them to be, but I think most of us that grow carrots in our allotments, if we could get them even half as good as that, we'd be really happy.
Let's just get this one out. Well, it does.
Long tap
This
rope.
one might be down about 4 feet.
Yeah. Oh, there we go.
There he goes.
Oh wow. Oh wow. So the way you do it is this whole barrel is full of sharp sand, and indeed we helped fill these when we was here last. And then when it goes to sowing the seed, you bore a hole all the way about 4 feet down, and with about that size, and then you fill it with very fine compost, and then you sow your seed into that, and then you look after them very, very carefully, and if you're very lucky you get something like that. Now obviously it is late October, so there's a lot of stuff that has finished now, but he's still got plenty of things that he's harvesting. He's got a really lovely selection of autumn raspberries, so they're doing really well. So there's quite a lot on there. I know he likes preserving with them, making various alcoholic infusions and jams. So Will doesn't just do this, you know, doesn't just run this on his own. He does run it with his wife Bridget, and they work the small holding together. So he's got some strawberry plants there. Obviously they've finished fruiting for the year, but they're just covered up to protect them. And he's also got some celeriac down here as well that they grow. I don't know if you can see the tops of it, but Bridget was saying to me that it is quite hard to grow the celeriac, and I second that. Trying to get them to fill out is a real art. She's going to let them overwinter a little bit more just to see whether they fill out anymore. We've also got a selection of brassicas there. They said they're a little bit late getting them in, but they just have to see. A selection of cauliflowers, spring cabbage. I think they've got some broccoli in there and all sorts of different things. So she said they're a little bit late going in, but you just sometimes have to give things a go. Gardening is a little bit like that sometimes. So if we move up, they've got a lovely selection. Although they've got their show carrots, this is obviously their bed just for their own. And if I'm honest, actually, that one almost looks like a show carrot to me. That's a pretty ginormous looking carrot there. So I think they're pretty impressive as well. I'd like to grow carrots as big as that. So, and they've got some beetroot over here as well. So some lovely beetroot, all different varieties there. You can tell by the colour of the leaves, they've got different types. We won't go right over the back, but they did have some runner beans up there, which are just finishing off up the back as well, and some more soft fruits as well. Now I'm going to take you over to some of Will's workshops where he makes all sorts of things. If we just come this way, we can come and take a look. And if we can, we'll try and catch a look at the hives as well, beehives. So we're in one of Will's little workshops, and part of having a small holding is obviously making the most of what you've got and trying to create an income. And one of the ways he does this is with candles. So he's made a load of candles, and they've just all been setting in their moulds. So he's just unwrapping them now and storing them ready to take them to market. So I have a lot of community projects in Wales where they can sell their produce. So this is just a case of gently unwrapping them. There's all sorts of different types of candles, pine cones, like trees, little penguins which are really cute, little bears wrapped around the little hive there, which is particularly cute. Festive ones for Christmas. There's all different shapes and sizes here, and today's he's just basically getting them all unwrapped, and it's a job that has to be done so that he can sell them and hopefully make some money.
Hopefully.
Just going to walk up to where the chickens are. We've got their dog Caddy with us at the moment. She enjoys going for walks with us while we're here. So Will and Bridget's small holding, people can actually stay at the small holding in Wales. So we will put a link in the description if you want to check it out and maybe visit yourselves. And there is only room for a small, a couple and probably one child to visit. But it is still really lovely to come up here. It's incredibly peaceful, and we love coming up here. So there's more chickens here. It looks like a goose has got into the chicken house, which it shouldn't be in there, but never mind. We can get that out later. So as we move round, obviously the chickens roam all around the small holding during the day, but at night they need to be kept somewhere secure, like our chickens are. And they've got a little shed up here where they are kept secure at night so they don't come to any harm. And despite the goose being in there, which shouldn't be in there, they have got their own area they're locked in at night, so they're kept safe and secure as well. So, as we move up, we've got some of the beehives. Will's got several beehives in and around the small holding, but there's a couple of them here. Now the bees were out earlier this morning, but because it's a bit, I know we can see a few there still coming around if we have a look. There we go. So Will assured me that if you're seeing the bees in and around, it means that it's actually still quite mild, which kind of correlates with the fact that we are having quite a mild October, and they wouldn't be out if the climate wasn't warm enough for them. So that's promising. We don't want to disturb them too much, so we'll come in and we'll take a look at what he does with his apples, which is really exciting. So as you can see, lots of crushed apples where we've been producing things. He's still got some apples that he's got to turn into apple juice. He's got to do this quite quickly because otherwise they would get ruined. I mean, as you can imagine, as a smallholder, it's a real balance between trying to earn a living, you know, and yeah, just get by really as a smallholder. So he does lots of things to try and make a little bit of money on the farm. So take a look, he's got something that he crushes the apples in. So first of all, when he gets the apples, obviously he takes out the bad ones, he crushes them through there into a pulp, and then he's got a really big adapted press where he presses all his apples to create the apple juice, and that's one of his main sources of income, all the apple juice, because it's really, really popular. And we don't have any additives in it, so it's all really natural. So as we move up, I can show you some more of the items there. So once he's, you know, juiced them, he then bottles them up, and he's got some small bottles there and some larger bottles, and then he puts them in these great big pasteurisers so that they then keep, you know, because obviously he doesn't sell it all in one go. It gets sold over a period, it gets sold over the year, and so you must pasteurise everything to make sure that everything keeps, so it's all perfectly good as well. Estimates that he's currently produced about 2,000 litres of apple juice already, and he's still got a little bit more to go. And something that he hasn't been telling me, and he's kept a little bit of a secret, is not only does he make apple juice, he's also started creating his own cider, which he's allowed me to be able to sample here. And I can tell you, it's actually quite lovely. It's got no additives or anything in it, no sugar, no nothing, and it tastes absolutely fantastic. So I think he's doing a really good job. He also does a few of his own liqueurs as well, but I haven't got those to hand to show you. So he really is a cottage industry, literally. So it's absolutely fantastic to come up here. I love coming up and seeing him and giving me lots of ideas for what I can do when I get back home. And although I haven't got a small holding, and you guys probably haven't got a small holding, although maybe some of you do, it's nice to get some inspiration on things that we can do to put this kind of lifestyle into our lifestyle. I really hope you've enjoyed the tour of Will and Bridget's small holding. And if you'd like to stay here, they have a small annex on the side, which is where we stay, and then obviously you've got the main cottage where Will and Bridget stay. We're going to put some links in the description, so if you want to check out their website and maybe come and visit them, you can. I'm also going to put a link in the description of where you can buy some of their produce from as well. And if you've enjoyed this video, if you could please like, and also give us a comment to tell you what you liked most.